It's Simon Electric again out here in South Florida in Royal Palm Beach. We're actually going to do one of my favorite things today, which is working on troubleshooting. We're going to figure out what the issue is with this particular pergola that's got some issues with the wiring and fans not working. We'll see what the issue is there. You know, not much information with regard to exactly what the problem is, but we'll get to the bottom of it one way or the other. If you're wondering why I'm wearing the Simon Electric tuxedo, it's because I was at my daughter's school this morning judging the science fair, which was very interesting. It was really fun, and I always encourage people to try and, in our company, to try and reach out and do things in the community if at all possible, and we would go ahead and help them along with that. But if you want to follow me, we'll go ahead and take a look what's going on, and we'll get this going.
Go to the back panel, okay? The back panel. Keep going. And you're going to open the...
I don't know where the panel. Oh.
Just keep going, keep going.
The who?
The short circuit that chip in the breaker.
Yeah, and it's over here. Right now we're diagnosing why the power won't stay on out here at the pergola. It keeps tripping the breaker. And right now it's just a step that we're taking to see where the problem lies at, because when we diagnose a problem that's already existing, we have to go through steps to figure out what the problem really is. So in order for us to go through these steps, we have to start where we think the problem is, and it's like a process of elimination. We have to figure out exactly what's wrong. And right now, all I know is it's a short somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but that's our job, to find out where this short is today. I pull the wires out like that because sometimes the wires are so congested in the box, something may be touching one of the terminals on the outlet or something and causing it not to reset, causing the breaker not to reset. It tripped? I want to make sure nothing was touching in that box. It's a J box right here though. It's right here. Yeah, I'm finna test the breaker now. There's two of them right there. Right now, I'm checking the breaker to see if the breaker's a good breaker or not. And by doing that, what I do is take the load off of the breaker and then see if the breaker stays set. And see how the breaker stays set? That's letting me know that it's something within this line that's tripping that breaker. No, not yet. No power in none of those?
No.
Cause that breaker off. And then that black. Oh, you did the blacks already? Well, this here is a hot wire, and the red is a hot wire, and the red is feeding to whatever this is, probably an outlet or something, or maybe one of the fans. And this one here is where the short is. I'm not sure if the breaker's in the hot wire or in the neutral wire. But being that we found that this is the wire that's causing the problem, now we're gonna tone it out to see where this wire goes to and see if we can correct this problem. It must be because I don't see it in that box. It's a battery, bro. You wanna take a look at them? Look like your fans might be shot. So I'm finna go up there and check them now, see if it's anything touching up top. Cause now the breaker's on, your lights are on the pergola, but I got the fans disconnected. How long ago have the fans been up there?
They're brand new, and this problem started as soon as it started. I mean, my thought is there's a bare wire, there's something that's tripping, because when I turn the fan on, it blows the breaker. So it's hard for me to believe that both those fans are.
No, it might be something, might be a wire or something. Yeah, it might be a wire or something touching. So I'm finna go up there and check them now, so. Okay. It's surface mounted. That's the problem right there. Water and electricity never mixes. Now that we found water in the fan, it's a possibility that he may need new fans. So we're gonna check to see if he needs new fans or not. See how there's a red light under the continuity? It's letting me know that wires are touching or there's a break in the wire somewhere. So since there's no continuity, maybe I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna see if wires are touching, and if they are and we can correct the problem, maybe the fans are still good and they still work. But until then, till we do further diagnostic, we won't know until then. Obviously, right now it looks like it's a short in the neutral, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can get the fans to work, and if the fans work, obviously they're outside fans, and when it rains, there's no covering for it, so rain is gonna get inside, water's gonna get inside the fan, so we're gonna try to come up with a way that he can put something up here to keep the rain out of the fans. All right, right now I hooked all the wires back up inside the box. Now we're gonna see if the fans actually work or not. It tripped. Gotta make sure those wires not wet. It tripped. You ain't got your tick? Hey, don't hook the light, don't hook the blue one up. Yeah, because there's water inside of it. That's why you see I took it loose and had the wire nut on it.
Yeah, I just put it on there while
You got to loosen it a little bit, but you gotta
turn it on.
I got to turn off at the panel. Well, I can turn it off right here. Yeah, he gonna try to if we from what we see now, if you hook up the light it causes it to trip. If you hook up just straight fan, the fan will work. So, but the reason is because there's still water inside the lights too. See this.
You have to talk, you got the mic.
Good.
So these are the.
Is that it?
Oh yeah, that was blown.
Yeah. There's gonna be.
That's gonna continue because of the moistness.
Yep.
On
The
the
fan
wire.
is gonna have an issue. So until it either dries out or it's replaced.
You know what's weird? I mean, they were brand new, so this isn't something that, like, the moment they put them in, this is what was going on.
It was the moment.
Yep. So it's.
The water inside the fan is, these are very sensitive. The way that they work is the power. There's two wires that go to it, right? There's a black and a white wire, right? You're familiar with that end of it. So the black wire is sending power out. The white wire is carrying it back to the panel. That's how it works. So the black wire goes through this breaker, goes out, and then comes back through the white wire, which also comes through this breaker. And if that ever is out of balance, if it's more power is leaving the breaker, then it's coming back on the neutral, the GFI says there's something wrong, power is going either into a person, into the pergola itself, some situation that is untenable, and within a millisecond it turns off of that instance occurring. So whenever this is tripping, we can replace that GFI to confirm whether or not it's, you know, the issue. However, when there's water present, like how we've disconnected all that and stuff, whenever that's the case, the GFI is gonna trip because it's sending power out. The water that's there is going to trip the breaker. You know, it's gonna happen. And it's that's what the issue is. So.
And how does it work with these being exterior rated fans? I mean, I thought that's what they were.
Well, if there's some kind of I'll take a look at it, but it sounds to me like there's going to be a leak in the pergola itself. And when that's the case, the water is it's finding the lowest point, obviously, which would be a junction box hole going into the fan, and then once it does that, it's shorting out the fan on the GFI. So we can take a look at it, but if there's anywhere where there's a slight crack and water's entering the aluminum fan beam, it's gonna find the junction box.
So it would seem as though these fans were installed improperly.
Potentially.
I mean, this is what it sounds like to
Yep.
me. Like, do they need to be siliconed?
Yeah, you left inside. But the main thing is
Okay. Yeah, this is an Arcadia louvered awning, right?
I think it's called Absolute is the name of the company.
Okay.
I gotta reach up top and no holes on top. It's coming
Okay.
through.
So yeah,
Through
in the
thing.
fan beam, water's entering the fan beam somehow. So where was the water?
Inside of here, inside of both of the
And the
glasses,
light- and the light
and
itself?
The LED light itself too.
Okay.
And up there in the canister. Inside
Okay.
the fan, inside that.
So A lot of times we wouldn't put the fan in that beam, we would put it in this beam, but it's okay to put it there. Does this have the automatic closing option when it starts raining? You might want to try a different fan. This one may or may not be wet rated, I don't know.
They are wet rated.
Okay.
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, did they not seal that? So now there's water coming from this beam down into the fan?
One way or the other, the water's getting in it. So was there water in both?
More in this one than that one. But both of them were filled with water.
Do you ever notice any water dripping around these lights at all?
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be water like getting in from the side on these guys. The fans need to be replaced either way because they're tripping the GFI even after they've been dried out. So, I mean, we would recommend that either way because of the circumstances like we did. So, we could try, you know, a different fan and see, you know, how that goes. But,
see, the thing that I'm seeing here, though, is that, like, this was a problem from the get-go. So, either the fans, there's something wrong with design, the way there's something wrong. Like, just in reinstalling fans is, I think, going to land me same spot I'm at now.
yeah,
Unless
potentially.
we figure out, like, why
So, yeah,
is going on.
I don't know if there's a leak in the fan beam. That could be the case. And if water's getting in there, then it's definitely going to find its way inside the fan, 100% certainty. The other option where water could be getting in is, you know, like wind-driven rain, or if the louvers aren't closing quick enough and it's like a downpour quickly, the water's not going to go anywhere. Like, the amount of water that's in there has been the water that's gotten in since the fans were installed. You know, so like, because you haven't drained them, have you?
No.
So that water has accumulated. It could have happened in one rainstorm and caused this trouble this whole time. Did the electrical contractor come back that installed them after they stopped working, or no?
No.
Okay. I mean, one option we could potentially look into would be like do wall-mounted fans on the beams. I don't know. That would probably help with that a lot. And if there is an issue with the fan beams, or if you want to, you know, see if the company wants to, you know, we could, when it's raining, come out and see if like water's dripping out of there, you know, but it's tough to kind of nail down the issue. And either way, I think the way that this fan beam is set up, it's going to have if wind-driven rain comes, it's going to find its way in. You know what I mean? So it might be a good option to do.
Even with it being wet rated?
Well, the wet rating, it's actually damp location rated, and it's not 100% sealed. It's pretty good. You know, it's good for ambient moisture and stuff like that, but it's not going to be 100% protection against, like, if you were to shoot a hose at it, or like heavy wind-driven rain, or like a sudden downpour without the canopy cover over it, the louvers closing. You're probably going to get some level of water inside the fan potentially. You know, it depends on the fan. Different designs are going to be better than others. I mean, we could maybe do a little research and find like the best fan for this type of application, talk to manufacturers, and go from there.
Yeah, I guess maybe a good bet would be just for me to circle back to the people who installed the Pergola, because, I mean, this is how they do it all the time.
Yes, we've installed this model before.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know.
It's been many years since we have. Maybe they sold and came a different name or something like that, but we installed these about 4 or 5 years ago, and they were a different name.
Oh, there's the name of it.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. It's not. That's not. They're the exact. Yeah. This is exactly the structure. I mean, there's different brands. You remember when we used to install them? That shape of the louver is unique to this company. Other ones have like more square-shaped louvers and stuff like that. But the one that's kind of like an S shape is the company that I'm familiar with, that we worked with for quite a few years. Okay. It's a great product. It is overall a very good product.
All right, well, I guess it is what it is. We'll have to...
So we could potentially remove these fans for now if you'd like.
I mean, the thing is, though, like I'd need covers or
yeah, we could get some covers on there for you. Or you want us to disconnect them and leave them because it... What's that?
It's not in a box.
Yeah, you can. There's a certain blank cover we could put over it if you'd like. I think it's probably a good idea, but it's up to you. we can disconnect them at the very least, but removing them and putting a blank plate would maybe be a good idea. Or if you just want to, maybe if you want to go up with the manufacturer or the installer and work it out with them, maybe we leave it and just disconnect it.
That's fine either way. I mean, do you have blank plates with you?
We would probably have to run and grab them because there would be a specific type. Okay. All right, yeah, but that if we leave it to that way that the other electrician can come back and it's not been, you know, modified in any way. And
I think then the lights will work, right? If you disconnect the fans.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Just to wrap things up, we were out here with the customer trying to go over the best situation to solve his particular circumstance with regard to the water intrusion into the fan beam and fans and light fixtures. Currently, we're just going to disconnect all power going to it just to make sure that it's safe. Even though it's on a GFI, we better to just disconnect it. And the previous electrician that installed this system originally, which was not long ago, is going to come out and that's the plan, at least, to have them take care of it. If not, we can come out and deal with it, but it's still under warranty, I believe, and that way it you know, doesn't cost the customer anymore, and hopefully they can solve the issue and get it taken care of for them. Again, anytime you have any issues in the South Florida area, give us a shout and we can go ahead and help you out. And until next time, see you later.